football really took off in Ghana. It spread like wildfire. These players, these teams became very popular in the country. They took pages from the newspapers, much publicized, and the owners of these clubs or the leaders of these clubs became very powerful. All the other areas in the country, from the north, Real Tamale United, Bolgatanga, wherever, throughout the country, every leader or any powerful person or any rich businessman wanted to be known and wanted to be associated with football because football and footballers became popular throughout the country. So they took advantage of the situations, pouring their money into the teams just to make people happy and also to be recognized.
In the past, in this country, people who run football, who were very rich and they tried to run football, have all gone broke. A lot of them even got involved with the banks because they have to use their own houses as collateral to be able to get loans, and it was so pathetic.
Leadership, visionaries, I mean, it's as simple as that. If we have leadership to match what the players show on the field, Ghana could be one of the strongest football nations in the world. Forget about Africa.
People need to be educated about their specific roles as administrators. I don't believe sufficient people have that knowledge that is required to successfully administrate club football. And I think the same is true about those at the Ghana Football Association. You tend to find that the people involved are by and largely professionals in their own right in some other work that they do, and that this is something that they have taken on board as well as their own professional occupation.
I don't think that the GFA's business plan is anything that, have you seen one? I mean, we've been looking for one for a long time now. You know, a proper business plan, a business development plan, a business financial plan, which will answer a lot of these questions. I've been asking previous GFA presidents or chairmen or whatever titles they give themselves for this, because we're all stakeholders.
Without mistakes, you cannot move forward. And we Africans are young in democracy. We are not like England or America who have had maybe 50 years or 200 years of democracy. So even their democracy, they have mistakes. They made so many mistakes somewhere along the line. And we are also learning from them. The mistakes will be made, but the only important thing is to ensure that those mistakes are turned to something very positive at the long run.
I was offered the GFA chairmanship in E.T. Mensah's days. And I think even in the movement now to the current structure, there were people saying, look, get involved. But there's always a time for something. I don't know how you feel. And I'm not big on working with assholes. No, I don't do it. You know, it's a dirty business. I don't think that the people who run football are yet ready for that kind of shift that will bridge the gap between third world ignorance and first world excellence. They're not ready because they still have too much to gain in the petty profits they make by selling World Cup tickets to themselves and to third parties, by doing illegal deals amongst themselves, by creative and false accounting when it suits them. Think about it. They're part-time jobs, most of them. So what are these people still involved in football for 20 years? How have they bought their houses, their cars, and lived the lifestyle that they do? The majority of them, you know, are borderline semi-criminals. And that's why they've stayed and are involved in football.
I very much doubt if there's a single member of the FA who does not have a personal interest in a club, either owning the club, playing in the Premiership, which for me should be some form of conflict of interest, but I'm sure there's a way you can go around that, or there's some sort of personal gain to be made from affiliation to these clubs. You know, the president of the FA, it's a fact, you can check it. He owns a club. And the obvious, in the Ghana Premier League, he owns a club, they compete, you know, and you ask yourself, you know, if an issue came up where, as the president of the Football Association, he had to stand out and make a declaration, his club and another club, there was a dispute, wouldn't the temptation be that he would sway for his club? And he would say, no, I won't be biased, I'll do the right thing, but hey, the personal interest is there.
You can't just go in the association of lawyers, association of doctors. They say, no, yes, the chairman is a footballer who knows nothing about medicine, nothing about law, and then he says he is the chairman. What is he going to do there? He hasn't got anything to do there. So why in football? Because it's very cheap. It's so cheap to make money in football. Football must be run by footballers. But we have the experience. We have played before. We have traveled everywhere to play football.
Asabu beson wonya kwa wo bokwa pa ai asabu beson wonya nyumo botwa pa ai wonya yiro beso pa ai wonya kuro beso pa ai abrunyo